Look at that shot.
Beautiful.
Holy smokes.
And she does it.
Unbelievable get from Killian Carroll to win the match and the Players' Championship. WPH Players Champion Katrina Casey wins the women's title.
And Louise somehow gets that ball back.
Kelly Shanks retains his #1 position. Top player on the WPH Race Breed Tour.
Great shot from Louise.
Just like that, it's over. Paul Brady wins.
And the crowd is going nuts.
There it is. Carroll has his first title of the season. What a match. That was incredible.
And he repeats. Killian Carroll is our Players' Champion.
Killian Carroll does it one more time. He takes this championship.
Luis Cordova wins the Memorial. Mark Mulkerns is our winner. He wins the Players' Championship.
A lot of people say it was the best match they've ever seen.
Biggest tournament of the year.
And welcome back to Tucson, Arizona. It's the men's semifinals of the big ball singles. Alfredo Morales up against Salvador Cordova. My name is Dave Vincent. We have Dave Fink to my right. Much anticipated based on the way these guys played last night, Dave.
0-0.
This semifinal match. And a sloppy end to the first rally. 1 point to Alfredo Morales. This is rally scoring going to 15. Tiebreaker, is that also 15, Dave, or is it 11?
15.
All right. And you win by 1 here.
Right. Very excited about this matchup here. In fact, we're not going to get any bad matches here in these big ball semifinals.
Just like a system, Dave. Alfredo goes in there and hits 2 underhand paddle shots for winners. Now up 3-0.
Well, no, there's nothing you can do. We saw last tournament Fredo played in before Los Nietos was here in 2021, and he was unstoppable. Almost like he couldn't even get any competition. And this is Fredo just getting back into handball now after 3 years off the court.
No, he looks so good.
4-1.
Alfredo is, I don't even know how to put this into words, but he has a way of making you play the system that he has, which is I'm going to hit it deep to you, you're going to hit it high to me, and then I'm going to paddle kill it in front of you. And he just sort of finds a way, sort of Dave Chapman style, where you're always thinking a shot ahead. And he kind of has a kind of a compact way of doing it.
5-2.
In four-wall, you'd see someone with a great ceiling game that could push you back and keep you off balance. He uses that very high lob.
Right, and he does it again, goes to a corner. Chava is quicker, faster, stronger in a lot of ways, but he just can't keep up with the system that Fredo has. Which is, I'm going to push you back, and then I'm going to kill a ball up in front.
7-2.
Fast start here for Fredo. And even his misses, Dave, you're helpless. Because you know if he's making that, there's nothing you can do about it. Where do you return the serve against Fredo? Look at that return.
And it gets Fredo right back into the front court. You know, I don't know if Fredo was ever coached, but it's almost like somebody told him, here's the system and you need to follow this code.
8-3.
I was thinking about the coaching in big ball. I think there is coaching. I think these guys have mentors in parks that have been around the game for 30 years, and they know exactly how to play the game. I don't think it's necessarily as formal as something you might see in four-wall, but I think it exists.
Well, I could see a guy like, let's say an old-timer like Lobo being a huge mentor for someone like Fredo, right?
But even guys that weren't necessarily very top players have been around the sport their whole life, and they know the sport.
Yeah.
Guys that we might not know.
I'm just thinking of maybe players that played close to Orange or Orange County, Santa Ana, you know, the areas where Fredo came from, and I know Lobo was kind of a big figure down there, and it's very similar where you push a guy back to the deep line, and then you just punch him up front into a corner. And don't get me wrong, Fredo's got a good rounded game, but look how easy this is. It's pretty incredible. But I remember seeing shots like that from Lobo in his heyday. Very similar. I guess we'll just have to ask him. He's only, what, 35 feet away.
But that would require you socializing, taking off your headset.
Talking to people, things you know.
I mean, I've seen it happen 20 years ago, but not since then.
You know, I talked more to people this weekend than any other tournament ever, and I just got criticized for it. They're like, yeah, he's not doing anything. Look at him. Just talking. Look at that shot, Dave.
You keep getting bigger and bigger cameras so that
it keeps the distance away from
no one
whoever
can
gets
see
close
you.
to me.
Right.
I keep further away from the subject and other people. Look at that shot. Fredo just looks so smooth. Just like that, Dave. But we're only 4.5 minutes into it, and he gets it right there. First game to El Hombre, Alfredo Morales. He wins that one 15-5 as we fly in on the drone in Tucson, Arizona at Clark Park for this Icebreaker, December 2024. Dave Fink to my right. My name is Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in. This is the third stop on the WPH Race for 8 Tour, although this doesn't actually count toward the Race for 8. It's in conjunction with that.
This particular
season.
event.
Yeah.
Only the small ball men's pro singles counts towards the Race for 8. This is the 91st Race for 8 event since the inaugural event. Where, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I never thought about where the first one was. I guess it was Tucson.
Nope. Plumber Bash 2011, October. Luis Moreno winning that, defeating Nadia Alvarado Jr. in the final. 21-7, 21-17. Nadia Alvarado Jr. overcame match point in his first 2 matches against Shanks and Alan Garner to make the final. That was at a time when the top 4 seeds got a bye into the quarterfinals.
Boy, we tried some stuff back in those days, didn't we? And by stuff, I don't mean the after party at Jake Plummer's house. Although also.
No wonder you don't remember that tournament. I didn't know about that after party.
Got a text message just a couple days ago from Jake Plummer wishing me a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Hanukkah.
Well, so he's pretty early on those well wishes because it's only December 15th, and he's already coming out with the Happy New Year's.
I think he was just thinking of me.
Okay.
Said, missing you, DV.
Wow. I believe Jake's Arizona State Sun Devils are in the college football playoffs,
Yeah,
right?
it's hard to believe, but yeah.
Be cool to see Jake on the sidelines there, cheering on his
Yeah, I
team.
kind of wonder if he'll make that. I'll ask him on my return. Yeah, you're right. I haven't returned my text yet, but I will.
Well, you're still behind by 6 years on your text message replies.
I can't remember 13 years ago when we started the tour, so.
How many timeouts did you get?
And there's a kind of a strange, awkward poke kill from Chava.
Yeah, he was 43 feet back, and he runs up to about 8 feet.
And that's, I still haven't seen anyone serve it out the door on the right. Close, but not quite. And you can see why the dimensions of the 3-wall court make such a big difference. Some 3-wall courts stop at the back line.
Right.
And you would be able to hit that out the door. It'd be a much more difficult serve to return. You see it just clips that back corner.
And
Chava.
you wouldn't think it makes much of a difference, but when you're out there, you feel naked without that longer side wall. And then you see other courts where it's 3 feet closer to the front wall.
Right.
Or even 10 feet closer. And it becomes a whole different ball game.
And you see different players winning on different courts because they're more comfortable either on the long wall or the short wall.
And they've learned the tricks.
Right. And there's even some 2-wall. We've seen those tournaments in Mexico.
Right. Remember the great G-Man, Gambino. He was excellent with those short walls, able to serve balls out the court, off the walls, out the door. Now, Dave, I've seen you dive on the courts out here. How did that treat your body?
Not something I ever want to do. My dives are more tripping and falling.
They almost have to be unless you want to get the first aid kit out, because this floor up front is pretty sandpapery.
Plus, these guys are wearing, normal size shorts and a shirt, and that's not how I dress to play.
That's true. You're like halfway naked out here.
More than that.
In fact, you were so naked, the village people asked if you'd audition. They didn't even care if you could sing or not.
It's not all about singing.
Not with that group.
Winner this day will go to the final. Chava seeking his first Icebreaker singles title. And he's played in a lot of these, as many as anyone in the big ball portion of these events.
Yeah, and I think if you go back to his history, he's probably, if you're going to rank off of just history, he's in the top 4, maybe even top 3 or top 2, but he just doesn't get that final trophy.
Well, he comes in here as the top seed in the singles.
And that's with some pretty big powerhouse names, too.
Alfredo Morales seeded 4th despite not playing a singles event in 3 years.
Well, he's only a few points away from making it to a final to prove that seed.
Well, I think he's the hardest guy probably to seed in this tournament because he hasn't played, but you know how good he is. He did win Los Nietos, the doubles there. That was a pre-qualifier for this event. It's hard to run in, stop on a dime, crash into the side wall, and still make that shot. Chava will be disappointed with himself, but that is a tough play there.
Yeah, you're doing it where the ball starts in the sun and then goes into the shade also. So your eyes are having to make an adjustment. And it's deep into the tournament. He's played a lot of ball, including small ball, singles.
He's one of the only 3-division players in this event, Chava Cordova. Would have loved to have seen Alfredo Morales also in the small ball.
Hold it. Oh, sorry, Chava.
Oh, that's so tough right there as a player. Chava's been doing that the whole game, that same exact play. This time he finally converts it to get the side out and the point, and the referee calls it over. It's defeating. I don't know why the ref has to call that before the play develops.
Right.
Why don't they just let it go to the end?
Right. Well, that's where the refs are told about this safety issue, which doesn't exist. And I think they make the quick trigger because of that. Well, this one's just about over, Dave.
Yeah.
Talking about village people and everything else, and Fredo's on his march to the final here. And Fredo, that's the kind of shot you make when you're just trying to end the match. Rare miscue from Fredo there. Shot selection.
Three straight points now for Cordova. It's not over.
11-13.
Dave, these matches are only 15 to 20 minutes for the entire match. Is that enough to get tired here? for these guys?
Well, the ball stays up so long that I think so. I'm not sure. They don't seem like they're out of breath. Alfredo ate 2 In-N-Out burgers during the last timeout, so doesn't seem like it. Double animal style. Okay, sorry, I didn't. That's almost like 4 hamburgers if you're at home keeping score.
Couldn't see it. I'm gonna have to trust him. If he said it was good, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see the ball.
Alfredo's lobbying for a double bounce there.
I couldn't see it at all, Fredo. You can't use the cameras? I'll take the loss. I know I got it.
Good sportsmanship there, though, from Chava. Says, let's just look at the cameras. I know I got it. I'll take the loss if I'm wrong. Like, that's how confident he is of seeing it.
Or that's just a great bluff.
That's true. And I would.
You have to know how to bluff.
I'd like to see the instant replay on that, but I guess we just don't have the camera anymore. I guess the ball was not wrong. Are we tied now?
Alfredo's up 13-9.
Right.
And now it's game point for Chava.
Look at that shot from Fredo. Now watch what he does here. Oh, that could have been a tiebreaker on that shot right there. And now it's game point, match point for Alfredo Morales.
That was a crazy rally.
Match point, there's 14.
Chava had some chances there. Good ones.
And Chava dips that ball in, and the game is over. Alfredo Morales wins. He's going to be in the finals now, 15-5, 15-14 in a close one here in game number 2. Congratulations to Fredo.